What's going on, Solid Steppers? What's up, Tech the Titans? This is Miss Ward coming to you. Right now, I'm on 331, riding out of Walton County, about to hit Freeport. Just finished some jobs over in 38. Right now, I'm headed over to Pensacola Beach. But what I'd like to talk about, this is going to be a good one, so get your pens and papers ready. Guess what we're talking about? What you going to do when you're disappointed in you? So this year I started out with specific goals. I wanted to, blow my numbers out from last year, and, I was on pace, but then I had a couple of months that were crazy where I doubled and tripled sales. And I was so busy busting out the jobs and getting stuff done, I really wasn't paying attention to the numbers. Well, when I slowed down long enough to crunch my numbers like I normally would, I realized that I had not only surpassed what my goals were, but I had already hit last year's number for the whole year in less than 6 months. You talking about somebody disappointed? I mean, yeah, I was impressed and everything, but that ain't the point. The point was, it let me know that all the while I'm going at half speed. And the only difference I did this year was I adhered to my systems. I cut out the fat. I stopped dealing with BS. I took complete control and handled my business myself. The problem with this is that obviously my goals were too low. So now I'm in that phase of where I got to regroup and recoup because I'm disappointed. I don't feel great about it. I feel like I've been BSing the whole time. Like if it was that easy, what have I really been doing? I couldn't believe it, man. What do you do when you hit your goals too early? What do you do? I'm talking about the real disappointment of realizing you've been playing small the whole while and didn't even know it. So I just looked at them closer and I was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I took a look and I had passed last year's number and it's only 6 months. Come on, man. Am I proud? Of course. But I'm also pissed. Because if I already made it here, just imagine where I could be. That means I've been running at half pace thinking I was sprinting. That's a gut check. That's not success. That's coasting. I don't want to be a coasting queen. I want to be a monster in the game. So here's what I'm doing. I'm raising the bar. I'm setting my Q3 third quarter goals that scare me. I'm cutting the fluff. I'm turning up the fire. If you're ahead of the game, maybe it might be time to double the work or shift the strategy. And that's what it means to build legacy. Not just to win, but to evolve. Keep building, keep pressing, even when you're disappointed by your own excellence. Let me tell you something. As always, y'all, solid steps to wealth, bet on you. Hitting your goals is definitely a sign that my goals were too low. And I thought they weren't. It took me a whole year to hit some of them goals. I was like, what is happening? But I also realized I was dealing with, additional situations that were unnecessary, things that once I eliminated them, everything got easier. Winning can reveal now how little pressure you really are under. Disappointment isn't about failure, it's about capacity. If you're not scared of your new goal, it's not big enough. High achievers aren't satisfied with done. We need better. Real work begins after the easy goals fall. Coasting feels good until you realize you're not growing. New season, new stretch. The real competition is between you and your own effort. This is the moment to reframe your pace. Because obviously what I was doing was only practice. Let me tell y'all something. When I saw that number, and then the thing about it, let's talk about the other part. Who do you talk to about it? Because everybody you talk to, they looking at you like, ain't no damn way. Really? What the hell? What? Really? Not her. I mean, I get it all the time. People be like, she capping. No, I'm not capping. I'm working and I'm consistent. The thing is that I hold myself to a whole different standard. I don't care if to you a $500,000 is good enough for you. That ain't good enough for me, particularly if I don't feel like I broke a sweat to get it. And that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. At the end of the day, you got to decide what works for you. And I understand that I'm one of those people. I am not about to sit on my ass and twiddle my thumbs, because while I'm over here chilling and chillaxing, somebody's aiming right for me. And I'm not, you're going to have to work to get this crown. There's a reason they call me the queen. I'm trying to tell you. At the end of the day, one step at a time. And this ain't about bragging. This is just real life conversation of the struggles and the things we deal with when we actually have goals, when we believe in ourselves and we hold ourselves accountable. Now, I got to look at everything. And that's what I've been doing. I've been looking at how much more I can take on and be strategic, because what I decided to do was I decided to cut out situations that weren't necessary, to focus solely on my avatar, to focus on my high profit items, and this is where we are. What a blessing. But the key is, it's just begun. Like, it really has. Because that means that if I did that in 5.5, 6 months, I could have did it in 3. Literally. Or 4. And then that means that I need to be trying to hit 3 times last year's numbers, because I'm not even paying attention. And I need to work on my other businesses. Like, if this is freeing up time, then what am I going to do with that time I have? The bills are paid. Everything's not just caught up, but everything's paid in advance. So I don't even have that stress on me. I'm one of those people. I need to pay my stuff a year in advance. I don't care if it's my rent, my lease, whatever. I need it all paid because I need it off the plate. I need to knock these things out, and that way I can focus on what's important. Because what most people do is they don't have enough runway to do shit. You don't have enough runway, you don't have breathing room, and the only way to get that is to continue to grind and stay on top of your game. Period. End. Failure has never been an option. But the reality is you got to stay focused. Because I'm telling you, I'm sitting here pissed and I'm irritated and I really can't talk to nobody. Like right now, people going to be mad. Why the hell you mad? You got to be you. I'm just trying to be me. So I'm not apologizing for the fact that I hold myself to a standard, because y'all got to understand. For me, I have not just goals, but this ain't about me. It's really about pushing to the next level so that I have enough room to not just take care of me, but my whole family. And I'm not talking about my immediate family. I'm talking about my sisters, my mama. Now everybody else, y'all, hey. The people I owe is my sisters and my mama. My kids, they good. I ain't even worried about that, because my partner and I, we did a phenomenal job. God is good. Thank God. And the point is, that same drive and ambition you see in me, they got it 100 times harder than me. So let me tell you something. If anything, I might need to hit them up for a loan every now and then. But the reality is, that's a blessing. So, but you got to realize, while they were growing up and those things were going, I committed myself to them and to their development, and I invested in them because I wanted them to have everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. I wanted them to have everything I didn't have, every opportunity I wish I had had, all the above. And all you can do is focus. I feel everybody should want that for their kids. But see, a lot of people just give kids stuff and they don't give them the discipline, the structure, or the blueprint. They just give them the money. They give them the games. They give them all this stuff. And then they wonder why they don't know how to deal with life, because they never had to work for nothing. Now, the thing about my kids is, not only did they have to work for stuff, they knew the value of $1. They knew how hard I worked, but they also were very humble. I'm blessed because my kids are, I'm just saying, they like stunning. It's a blessing. I'm telling you, blessing. They stunning in mind, body, spirit, and soul. And I'm very, very blessed, and I know that. So I don't take it for granted. I don't talk a lot about it on this channel because, that's a part of my life that really y'all don't need to know. But what I'm saying is, the reason why I drive as hard as I do now is because when I had those kids and those responsibilities, I had to put my stuff on hold to make sure they were right. Now that they good, I'm good. So I'm balls to the walls at all time. But when I'm telling you, stay focused on your goals, stay driven, and get these idiots out y'all head, man. All these people that ain't got nothing, don't want nothing, and got something to say, ignore their ass and go get your bag. With that said, Miss Ward finna gas up. I'm finna go ahead and grab me something nice out of a Sefco, nice tall drink with some ice, and keep it popping. Let's get these bags, y'all. And remember, you're only going against you. You know your limits. And some of us, as I have found out, don't know them. So with that said, be blessed. Miss Ward signing off. Solid steppers keep stepping. Take the Titans. See you at the top.